Hi folks, it's Wayne Madden here. Great to see you again. Thanks for joining us. We're sitting here with Micky Crystal from the Tygers of Pan Tang. Micky, it's great to see you.
You too.
Um,
Thanks for having me.
oh, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. So, but the last time that we spoke was on the night of the gig that you did in Trillions
Yeah.
with Ron Bumblefoot Thal, and then after that, obviously, you went off and did the other dates in Featherstone and Sheffield and whatnot. Tell us a little bit how that went for you.
It was great. I mean, it's sharing a stage with Ron. I mean, I've been a fan since not long after I picked up guitar and discovered Ron. So it's like you're sharing a stage with one of your heroes.
Yeah.
So pretty surreal at the same
Yes.
time. I mean, I'd met him before a few years ago.
Yeah.
And kind of when the gig came about, it was kind of the initial rehearsal that we had. I walked in and kind of went, "Oh my god, okay, this is really happening."
Yeah. Yeah.
And it took, I think, the first gig just to kind of start getting into the routine of things and go, "Okay, right, this is how I need to be with this gig. This is how it needs to go." And then I think we're really starting to hit our stride by like the third gig, which was a shame because it was the final one.
Yeah.
But the shows were great. You know, you're sharing a stage with someone like that. It's obviously it's a massive honor that he kind of goes, "Yeah, okay, I'm willing to
I mean,
have you on board."
how does something like that come about? Sort of the logistics of it. Who I presume that he reached out to you, but how does the kind of that first sort of, or does it just you get a random email one day, or
Well, again, it's a bit of a it's a strange one, but it's I went to a guitar clinic Ron was doing in Newcastle in 2014, I believe, 2015.
okay?
And I met him then and said, "I play guitar with Tygers of Pan Tang." I knew he was a fan of new of a British heavy metal band, so I thought I'll check it out, see if he was into the band. And he'd said, "Oh yeah, I haven't heard of the band in years," and then went to the gig on the night, and I knew that some of the guys in Twister already.
Yes.
I'd never seen Kyle play.
Mm-hmm.
And was just kind of totally blown away. So I messaged Kyle and just said, "Your playing's incredible, would love to jam."
Yeah.
And then we just hit it off, became friends, and then we just got together a lot. We were gonna, we kept talking about, we'll put a band together, and we'd done some shows together, and then Bumblefoot reached out to Kyle and said,
Yes.
"Okay, I'm coming over to the UK, I want you to be in my band." And Kyle went, "Do you remember this guy? He came to the show."
Oh,
And apparently, from what I'm aware of, I think Ron had just done a bit of homework and checked me out, and I think he liked what he saw. So the next thing I know, Kyle kind of went, "I think you're on board."
So to put this into some context, just in case somebody is watching this and they don't know the full story, obviously we're referring to Kyle Hughes, who's from Newcastle as well, who drummed with Ron on the night.
Yeah.
How did you you first met him through Twister?
Yeah, it was literally at that show.
Yes.
It was literally at the
2015 show. Yeah, in March. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was literally through that, and I just thought, okay, I'm gonna drop him a message and see if you want to jam, and sure enough, he did, and we just became really close friends from there, and it's just strange how one thing leads into another, and
Yes.
and that's how that all came about.
Excellent. And obviously, I mean, you just recently, just prior to that Trillions gig, you'd only kind of just got back from Scotland with the Tigers.
we just done a UK run.
Yes.
And it was kind of trying to make sure I got all the Bumblefoot material learned, and make sure I was on the money with the Tigers gig, and there was lots going on with the Tigers, and a few other things that were going on. So I was like, oh my god, there's all these projects and all this material to learn, and somehow I don't know. It's I spoke to Ron about it, and
sure,
you it's your job. You're a musician. You don't. You just do it.
This
so
is true.
I managed to get everything learned.
Yeah.
And everything was. I think Ron was pretty happy with the gig, and I said to him, from day one, our job as a band is to make his life as easy as possible. So when he comes in, it's just like, yeah, this is like me playing along to the record, and I think we did it. I think we did it justice, and I hope we did it justice. But,
so Tygers of Pan Tang, obviously you've been involved with them since about 2013, and they're new wave of British heavy metal pioneers. Were first active in the late 70s to the mid to late 80s, and then obviously reunited in 99. Tell us a bit about how you got involved with that band. How did you kind of meet Rob and the gang?
Again, it's a bit of a strange one, but there's another new wave of British heavy metal band, Satan.
Yes.
And the guitar player Russ Tippins is a good friend of mine, and what I hadn't realised was I was in Newcastle, and I was grabbing a coffee with a good friend of mine, and I get a message on Facebook. I'm like, what's this? And it comes up with Gav Gray. I'm like, I don't know what this is.
Yeah.
I play bass for Tygers of Pan Tang. We're looking for a guitar player. Would you be interested in coming down and doing an audition? And of course, I knew of the band through obviously John Sykes being a guitar player and loving his guitar playing. And I kind of went, this is like a dream gig. Of course, I want to be involved with this. So messaged instantly and just like, yes, I'll be there. And I think it was I went down in the December for the audition, and played a couple of songs, played some of the classic stuff, played some of the new stuff. And it was a funny situation. I walked in and the guys are all there, the management is there, and I'm like, oh my god, this is like, I want to make sure I get this gig. And they kind of messaged me pretty soon afterwards. I'm like, you're the guy, you've got the gig. So it was they kind of stopped booking shows up until then because they wanted to make sure they've got the right guitarist. Yes. And I hadn't realised until later, the manager at the time had said to me, they've got this list of like things the new guitarist must have. Yes. Which I wasn't aware of any of this, of course, and it was like, must have long hair, must be younger than us all, must be this, must be able to play, and apparently I fit that bill. So
excellent.
So yeah.
Good stuff. And obviously, you've not only got involved with the performance side and playing with the band, but you've also very much got involved with the writing of material and writing music and bringing your own style into the band. I mean, can you tell me, was that a kind of an open door policy with them? Was that one of the things on the list? Did they want you to bring in your own ideas and all that?
Definitely. Yeah, I mean, from day one, it was always very much a democracy in the band, and it was kind of they were like very, very encouraging. As soon as I joined the band, it was like, yeah, we want to hear ideas, and they give me a lot of freedom. Yeah. And as far as the writing, I think the writing process was, for me joining that band, I was kind of very aware of, okay, there's a fan base already here, and what do they expect? So I thought, well, if as a fan, and obviously coming into the band as a fan of the band already, I thought, well, what would I want to hear?
Sure.
So I just kind of wrote like that, and I had certain things in mind. Obviously, being very aware of John Sykes' playing and thinking, okay, well, he kind of writes in this way, and he does this, and trying to just a bit of a tip of the hat, without trying to rip him off. So yeah, I trying to add my stamp to that kind of thing, and I was listening to a lot of Randy Rhoads at the time for Ozzy, and seeing very much how he structured guitar solos, and I felt like, okay, this is, you need to be telling a story here. So that was kind of my approach to that. Okay, I'm gonna have it was very, very much structured, the guitar solos, and I think bar maybe one, and the guys just go nuts, go crazy on that one, and it was, like I say, the guys are really cool. They just do your thing, and they really embrace it, which is great for me. It's
cool.
A bit of a guitar player's dream, that gig. So.
I know we have Exhibit A, which is the Only the Brave single. So this was a limited edition vinyl single that was released earlier this year. obviously, tell us a bit about this, because I suppose it's unusual enough for any band, indeed a new wave of British heavy metal band, to release a new 7-inch vinyl single in 2016. So what formed the kind of basis, what formed the sort of this kind of thing?
It's well, we're involved with a record label in Denmark, Mighty Music.
Yes.
And the owner is a big fan of vinyl.
Yeah.
And it seems to be, as we all kind of know, it's the whole vinyl thing's starting to come around again.
Yes.
I think it's like a cycle. So he kind of approached us and said, "What do you think? Do you think you'd be interested in doing a 7-inch vinyl?"
Yeah.
I think it would be a really good idea, and we'll put a B-side on there, and just like the olden days. And that sounds terrible, doesn't it? Like the olden days, but it's back in the day.
Sure.
And so we all kind of, yeah, okay, great stuff. And he said, we'll do like a limited run of I believe it's 500. So yeah, that was kind of that. And I think artwork's come out killer as well.
Yeah, it looks really cool, because I was saying to you before the interview that the cover is very much, the tiger reminds me of another 7-inch. I have a picture disc of Sleepless Nights.
Oh,
yes,
Crazy Nights with the
Crazy Nights.
Yeah.
Yes, with the logo of the tiger on top of a building,
like,
and he's like swatting like King Kong.
Yeah. It's I know with Rob, that was like his favorite album cover, like ever.
Right.
Ever. Not just the Tigers, but that was like his favorite album cover.
Yeah,
ever.
sure.
But when the new album came out, that became the new album became his favorite cover.
Yes.
But a bit of I don't know if this is known, but the 7-inch vinyl is basically a take on the album cover.
Yes.
But from the side view. So that's supposed to be like the tiger running toward the earth.
Oh,
So it's just another spin on the album cover.
That's pretty cool. That's excellent. I love the fact that, like, I mean, there's all these little kind of Easter eggs, if you like.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it was recorded Blast Recording Studios,
Yeah.
Newcastle upon Tyne, which is pretty cool to see.
Yeah.
And you know, it says all rights reserved, copy, distribute, and die.
Yeah.
Which I don't know
I
whether
didn't
that's,
even notice that
I don't know
myself.
whether that's against illegal sharing of this track. I'm not sure, but if it was, like, you can copy and distribute, but you will die.
You will die if you
yeah.
share
That's it. Illegally, at least. I mean,
Yeah.
share it legally by all means.
Yeah.
But as I say, if you can get your hands on that, by all means, away the bird. Tell us about the B-side, because what you say wasn't on the album, and I know that you championed to try and get it on the album, but the record label very much wanted a unique.
We had I think it was some like 13 songs, but then when it came to like that we were gonna release a few singles, it was like, okay, we're gonna put some B-sides on this. Obviously, we had to make an executive decision to go, okay, this is the song we're gonna take off. So yeah, it's it came around as it was a riff that Gav was playing, and he's very punk rock. Gav, guitar slung down to his feet,
sure.
And he came out with this real, very kind of punk rock riff, and it reminded me of Wildcat, which is like the debut Tygers album. I'm like, oh man, this is a great starting point. And then me and him used to just get together and we come up with we write really quickly together. It's a funny thing. It's I like left to my own devices.
Yeah.
I kind of go, oh, I could do this, or I could do this, or I could do this, or this, and it just keeps going on and on. With Gav's great way, he'll just go, that's great, leave it at that, and it's done. And so we were putting ideas together very, very quickly, but it's I really like that song. It's I think it's come out really, really nicely, and Soren, who mixed the album, just added the icing on the cake with stuff and did really cool little mixing things on it, and he did some just awesome production work on there. So,
I mean, do you how do you feel when you hear your own material come back from that point that you've obviously recorded it, sent it off, and then when it comes back and mixed, how is that for you? Is that like hearing it from that other side as a musician?
It's always one of those things that's like I guess you've invested so much into it, so you kind of going, please let it be good, please let it be good. And I remember the first song Soren sent over to us, and it was Blood Red Sky, and I kind of the file came over, and I was sat there like anxious with the headphones in, and I'm thinking, and it starts off really mellow, and I'm like, okay, I'm waiting for the band to kick in, and it's just that initial hit, and it just kind of went, whoa, okay. My eyes kind of lit up, and I remember running to the other room, and the people who were in the house at the time, I think it was at my parents' house. I just kind of went, oh my god, it sounds amazing. So it was very exciting at that point. I kind of went, okay, we can relax now. It's in, I mean, I trusted Soren anyway, but it's when you hear it and you kind
of course, okay. Absolutely.
And I think he's done a great job, and I mean, you can hear his work on the
Indeed,
Glenn Hughes album as well.
Of course,
it's just awesome.
And I mean, I know that you know everything about sort of Tygers of Pan Tang has always been one of the things that has always come to the forefront is they're a Geordie band historically.
Yeah.
So Rob's blog on the Tygers website, he'll kind of use certain words and then go, "That's Geordie for night,"
you know, or
that kind of thing. And obviously, one of the things that people always say to me when I mention the band's name in conversation, they're from Whitley Bay, aren't they? That's phenomenal, So it's very much that thing of putting Whitley Bay on the map, if you like, in that sort of little part of the world. When you look at something like that, how kind of based are the bands still in that sort of culture?
It's well, Rob is still living in Whitley Bay.
Yes.
Gav is in South Shields, so not too far away from Whitley Bay, and I'm through in Chesley Street. So it's the three of us are fairly, near each other. Craig's from Leeds,
right,
and Jack is nowhere near us. He's in Florence, so he's from Italy.
Fair play.
So what we end up doing is we actually rehearse together without Jack.
Yes.
And then we'll do like a final rehearsal before shows. And we'll get Jack in and just run everything. And we just send him. We tend to record everything, and just go, okay, these are the arrangements. This is what we're doing, and it works. It works really well. That works for us, and it's one of those things when Jack's there, everything just becomes so much easier. Because you obviously in a rehearsal situation without me, you can't rely on the vocal cues. So it's like you've got to know the songs. You've got to know them inside out. So. That seems to work for us, and we also, everyone seems happy working that way. Jack seems happy, so
Well, I mean, tell us a little bit about the video, because obviously, Only the Brave, as well as being a single, you guys also recorded a video, and you did this at Newcastle's O2 Academy. How did that come about? How did that sort of production? How long did it take? What kind of stuff can you tell us about that?
It was all very fast, to be honest. It took, again, Michael at the label went, right, okay, we're going to release Only the Brave as a single, which was that was what we as a band kind of went, this is the one we want to release. And then he went, okay, we need a video. We need to put a video out there and back it all up. And we contacted a company, which again, local guys, Flashlight Films,
right,
who are from Newcastle, and kind of said, this is our idea. We want to shoot in the O2 Academy and try and capture the live, the kind of the energy. It's a very high energy band, which I got a shock when I first joined and kind of went, oh my god, okay, I need to start running around the stage a bit more here, and we want to capture that, and I think they did a really great job of capturing that live energy, and we did it in a matter of hours. It was kind of we just went in there, put the song through the PA and turned it up to 12, so to speak, and we were very deaf after that. It was great. It worked really well. Did a lot of green screen stuff, which you can see the lyrics and stuff behind us at times. And it just went all really very smoothly. There was
that kind of surreal for the band as a unit to do a video. I mean, in today's day and age, for a band like Tygers in that genre to do a video, was that like unusual, or was it just something that how was it seen?
I don't know. I think everyone kind of just, we didn't really think about it too much. It was just like, okay, we're gonna go do a video, and I know it was just like, we're shooting a video.
Is that something that you guys would think maybe we should do again at some stage?
Well, we're in the process. We're just confirming we're doing another video.
That
we're shooting in January. It's right before I think it's the day before I fly out to LA.
Oh right, okay.
So it's gonna be pretty hectic, and
excellent.
But it's all good. It's all good, you know.
Cool.
So yes, there'll be another single. I think we plan on doing another 2 singles. One with the video, and another one which will just be like an audio thing, but with another 7-inch vinyl. Mm-hmm. So and there's another B-side which didn't make the album as well. So that'll be cool for the fans. I think another limited run of maybe 500.
Excellent. Oh, well, I mean, speaking of limited runs as well, and kind of unusual sort of unusual promotional things or promotional tools, I know that you guys, by which I mean Tygers, have also released your own ale.
Yeah.
Is this on sale in the UK? Because I was trying to discover, is it, or when is it coming? I don't. So I know it was brewed here, but it's been sold overseas. It has been in certain markets anyway.
It's been brewed by Box Social. They've just actually opened a microbrewery in Newcastle.
Yes.
So yeah, it's as far as I know, I think there's a couple of bars in town.
Right.
I've got it. I don't really know everything that's going on. I think there's the possibility of making some other beers and giving them different names and stuff like that. I had a really when we were getting asked about naming it, and we were thinking all like song titles, so it was like Hellbound, let's name it Only the Brave, let's name it this, and I really wanted to name it Euthanasia, which the guys were like, that's really dark, that's really, we can't name it.
But that. I mean, it's I mean, I haven't tried it yet, but it's obviously it's like deep and red and kind of colouring, so it looks.
Yeah, it is. It literally is red. I mean, it's obviously it's called Tiger Blood, and it's. Everyone that's tried it seems to really, really like it as well. I know when we did the launch for the album, I believe they had it on draft, and they were giving cans away for people to try stuff like that. And it sold out. It actually sold out on the night, so that was good, and obviously good for Box Social.
It's interesting, like when you have like bands like yourself and Iron Maiden doing the sort of beer thing, and then you have other unusual kind of promotional sort of things that bands will get involved with. I mean, sneakers or that kind of thing. I know as well, I saw on the Tygers website recently, I don't know how much you know of it, but I'd seen that James Hetfield was spotted wearing the very t-shirt you're wearing. Yeah.
It's again, it's a bit surreal for me, which
because that's not something that he does that often, because I know for a fact that like when he wore a Ghost t-shirt, that band in particular were very taken aback, because he's very selective about what kind of band's material he would be seen wearing.
It's I mean, for me, obviously, it's they're a band I grew up with, and so when the guys messaged me and said, do you want to be a part of this, and seeing things with James Hetfield loves these guys as well, it's like insane. So it's very cool to be a part of that, history, I guess. Or becoming a part of the history, I guess.
Well, totally. I have to ask you as well. I mean, obviously we talk about music as well. What kind of stuff do you do when you're off the road? I know that you mentioned you're a fan of TV shows, Breaking Bad and whatnot.
Yeah.
Big fan of that, or?
Yeah. I mean, stuff like Breaking Bad, Dexter, all those kind of things. Sons of Anarchy, of course.
Sure.
And it's I to be honest, I'm so busy at the minute. It's like very, very rare that I get an opportunity to sit down and watch TV.
Sure.
Every spare minute's kind of playing guitar or just even just relaxing with nothing. I was talking to Ron about that, actually. It was just like, he said to me, what do you tend to do when you're not, just trying to relax? And I just said, nothing. Just chill,
this is it,
And, just silence.
This is it, because Gavin was saying that, Gavin from Guns N' Roses, who we were talking to because he was there obviously on the night with Ron, was saying to him, what do you do to relax? And he says, I do play PS4, but I don't think I've turned it on in about 3 months. So it's as you say, there's always the next thing to do or whatnot.
I think with the as well as being a musician, you spend your life around music so much that it's like, what kind of music do you listen to when you relax? And it's like, sometimes it's just silence, It's
would that be? I mean, I might be overanalyzing, but is that because you kind of, if you sit down and watch an episode of Breaking Bad, for example, you're suddenly thinking, wow, that's inspiring for a riff, or whereas complete silence, there's nothing, and it's like, okay, just drown.
I mean, it's just
everything is an inspiration.
well,
that's it.
I suppose, I guess so. I mean, it's kind of like it's that age-old question of who your influences, and it's like, well, everything really, It's like even stuff I don't like has influenced me because I don't like the way that sounds, so I don't want to sound like that, or I like the way that sounds, I want to sound like that. Yeah. I mean, I'm not miserable all the time where it's like I just want silence, but no, it's just sometimes just I quite like just having quiet time just to go, okay.
How do the band like kind of communicate when you're on the road together? Will you all sit around and listen to like joint music or watch programs together, or kind of have like kind of meetings, or when we're not on stage, I don't want to see you,
No, we're very much like a family, on the road. It's we have all these kind of like joke kind of names for each other, like family members, and which I won't embarrass any of the guys by saying, but I'll just say me and Gav are like, I'm the little brother, he's the big brother, but I won't embarrass the rest of the guys with their names. But we kind of we get on great, and it's there's never any that like, oh, okay, we're gonna spend some time with these people. It's great, and no, it's like any kind of family, there's the little bickers, but as soon as it's done, it's like we kiss and make up, it's like it's done, and it's we're best of friends, and it's a pleasure to be on the road with them, and I think again, being on the road with people, you've got to get on. It's because you're in that close proximity all the time that if you don't, then it's going to be really difficult, and it's I think that's really the test, is if you don't get on, you're going to kill each other.
No, totally.
But no, we just if we're out on the road, we've got a day off or something, we'll just go out and I don't know, go and see the city we're in. I'm trying to think. We've played in Germany. We visited a place called Darmstadt. I hope I've said that right. And it was great, just walking around and trying to absorb as much and just trying to absorb the culture. We played in Rio earlier in the year, and that was like, especially myself and Gav were always like, yes, let's go, we're going to explore, let's go and find things to do. So we went up and seen Christ the Redeemer, and getting our photos taken up there, and just trying to see as much as possible, and it's because it's very hectic, it's very rare. I mean, been to Berlin's like numerous times, and I've never seen any of Berlin, it's like. And same with things like Rome. It's like you just see a van and a venue and a hotel.
That's it. Yeah. I mean, do you I know you've got a couple of dates booked next year and whatnot. What's happening with yourself personally? What's happening with the band? What's sort of going on?
I've got a couple of things in the pipeline on the teaching side of things. I'm about to just start recording like a 20 licks package. For a company called Jam Track Central. Okay. Which is, they've had some guys like Guthrie Govan, and I'm trying to think, Zach Wilde did some stuff for them. Then I'm going blank right now. There's some some big deal guitar players in there, which are just like whoa. So I'm involved with that. And hopefully put out a 20 licks package, and then they're talking to me about putting like a masterclass package, so focusing in on a specific topic, and just dissecting that to the nth degree, and going, okay, this is what you can do with it, and go, so maybe I think hopefully in the next year, maybe 2 packages from those guys, and then on the music front, I'm trying to write more material for the Tygers. And I'm dying to do another album. Like it's kind of this. The thing is, this new album, even though it's just come out, is old to me because we recorded it in January. Yeah. And it's like, okay, we're in December now, and it's just come out. So I'm like, right, let's get the next one underway, and let's get recording that one. So writing. I think maybe I don't want to say too much, but I'd like to think maybe 2018 that we'll go in and record again, but that's down to everyone's schedules and see what happens. And yeah, hopefully just to do the album cycle.
Yeah.
Do the album tour cycle, and try and just promote that as much as possible. I think we've got some festivals coming up. There's obviously the European tour. I'm away to Nam with Kyle in January. I'm working with Bare Knuckle Pickups, who just make incredible pickups for the guitar, and I think I'm gonna stop by their booth and do a few demos, and hopefully I'm doing a lot of teaching at Academy of Music and Sound in Gateshead.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at doing a clinic tour for those guys.
Okay.
Hopefully just travel throughout the country and do some stuff just teaching and playing the backing tracks and
excellent.
And just trying to push.
Sounds cool.
Push the album and get the word out.
Yeah. Well, I will remind people out there, as I say, if you can get a hold of it, if it hasn't already sold out, and it probably has everywhere, don't pay ridiculous money on eBay. I mean, do if you really want it, but I'm saying buy it, from the band. This is the 7-inch single, The Only the Brave. Before I ask Mickey, like a fanboy, to sign it for me, not on camera, but you can make it out to the winning bidder. I'm joking. But thank you so much, Mickey. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, man.
It's great to see you.
Pleasure.
Thank you very much.